Right here on Radio Row in New Orleans, Kevin Walsh, superstar offensive lineman Tristan Wirfs of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is here. And I think it is appropriate to just label you superstar because left tackle, right tackle, any way they slice it, it's an all-pro nod, Tristan.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was crazy. It was I knew there was a bunch of guys, had great seasons. And I knew it was the first time anybody ever done it on the right and left side, so I had my fingers crossed.
Even playing both sides, I know that that's not simple. Like the game on Sunday, there's a lot of conversation about Tooney going from guard to tackle, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's what they've asked him to do. That's crazy.
Tell me more why, though. Like, explain to people.
So, I mean, obviously Tooney plays left guard, and I can't remember how many games it was. Down the stretch, they're like, yeah, we need you to this is how I pictured it in my head. They came up to Joe Tooney like, hey, we need you to kick out to play guard or kick out to play tackle.
Yeah.
And it was Myles Garrett that week. Like, that's not,
I didn't realize that.
It was Myles. Like, that's not an easy. That's a hard thing to do for most tackles.
Yeah.
I mean, not most tackles. That's a hard thing to do for any tackle.
Yeah.
Following week, I'm sorry, it was Danielle Hunter, Myles Garrett, and then Danielle Hunter again. And they asked Joe Tooney to go do that. Didn't blink an eye, and he went and did it. Like, that's insanely impressive.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a fair point for you between the left side or the right side. I mean, what are the differences? Is there still a spot where you're a little bit more comfortable from one to the other?
I think I'll always be comfortable on the right side. I've had so many reps over there. I played it all through college. But when it comes down to it, it's all the same things. You're doing the same movements, but just flipped. Yeah. I tell people it's like wiping your ass with your other hand, or some people do a lot. You use your mouse in your left hand.
Yeah.
Like go a whole day with your mouse in your left hand, and it's just so awkward. It doesn't feel normal. Like you're just doing stuff backwards. But I kept telling myself, I was like, the more reps I get, the more comfortable I'll feel. Mm-hmm. It'll be all right. I'll get comfortable. It'll be okay.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously you had yourself another phenomenal season. I think for you guys in Tampa Bay, you guys had another great year. I think it's such a fascinating thing to watch. So the extra necessary detail is my fiance is a diehard Bucs fan.
That's
so
awesome.
I watch as much Bucs football as anything that there is, right? And I kind of see the balance of the respect that you guys get, right? What you're able to accomplish. You guys smashed Philly. I'll tell you, I'm an Eagle fan. Smashed Philly, okay? The other two games, they lost by a combined, I think, 4 points.
Yeah.
You guys beat the Detroit Lions in Detroit.
Yeah.
And Kansas City, you didn't get the football in overtime.
Yeah.
Right? So you guys, it is very obvious with the very best teams you can beat them at 1,000%, right?
Right there.
You guys win a division again. But what's the one thing? Is it just sometimes it's just, I don't know, one bounce, or because you right there is, I think you're 100% correct.
I like the one bounce thing because it is. I mean, you never know how stuff's going to go. Coach Tom Moore, like he's in our building out. He's just turned. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. I don't know how. 86, I think he just turned.
God.
It's insane. He's the best.
Yeah.
He's always told me. I remember he came and talked to us at Iowa when I was in college, and he said there's 5 plays that determine the outcome of a football game, and you don't know which 5 they're going to be, and it's crazy. But when you sit and think about that, you're like, damn. Like, I think you're right.
I mean, I'm just thinking now, the NFC title game, the Eagles went for a 4th and 5. I think at the time it was 13-12.
Yeah.
Touchdown, extra point. Okay, now it's 8, right? Like that's the swing of the game.
And I love, like, you don't know when those 5 plays are going to come, but it's 5 things are going to happen that are going to determine the outcome of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like you kind of list off a couple, overtime with the Chiefs. We're right there. Field goal against Atlanta in Atlanta. The overtime.
Well, you guys were able to at least get that bounce. The OT win against Carolina.
Yeah.
Right. Again, because I'm telling you, we watch every game. She's like, I can't do overtime again, please.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And I can imagine how stressful
We're playing. Yeah. Overtime sucks, dude.
I can imagine, man. But so tell me now, you and Baker, right? You guys have a great relationship there. Yeah. What it's like blocking for him, playing with him as your quarterback, because you come into this league, it's Tom Brady, it's a Super Bowl, right? I mean, it's the high of the highs, right? You and Baker, again, you've had success. What's that relationship like?
I mean, me and Baker are super close, and it's been fun these past 2 years, like building this relationship. And like coming from Tom too, it's like, I think like play wise, like Tom, everyone knew where Tom's going to be. He's standing back there, he's going to sling it. They knew how deep he was going to be, everything. With Bake's running around making plays, doing his thing. So it's like a big change is you got to understand, like, okay, your internal clock has to be a little bit longer. It's like they always tell you not to have an internal clock. Like, don't assume the ball's out. But it just happens. The longer you play with somebody, you kind of build that with Bake. It's like you got to go. You got to protect. You got to block your ass off. Because he's trying to make something happen, which is awesome. But just having Bake is incredible. I think the group we had this year was the best group I've ever been a part of. Like, it's fun stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, look, again, some of the health. Mike missed some time. Godwin went down. Antoine missed a lot of time on the defensive side of the football, right? So I know that those things all go into it. But also, teams always look to improve year over year. I don't want to put you in a tough spot, but Gerald McCoy, right? Bucs legend. Everybody knows him. He, this week I saw, immediately made it a plea. Hey, Jason, go get Myles Garrett, right? I mean,
I've been seeing that all over.
I mean, is that? I don't know. What do you think about that? Hearing that?
That's not crazy at all. Myles Garrett, Tampa's a great place.
Hey, it's all right. There we go.
You'd love Tampa, but I mean, it's crazy because the longer you're here, and you understand more of the business side and how things work, and it's, we want to keep our guys, and I think that's always priority number one. Yeah, that'd be pretty insane.
Yeah, I mean, Tampa's a great place. Yeah. I've heard great things. I'll get you out of here on this. And again, it's been I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Eagles, they're in the Super Bowl this year, and one thing that I've appreciated about the season is while Saquon Barkley is a megastar and gets a lot of headlines, that offensive line, the credit is not far behind.
Yeah.
Right. From just what you've been able to see of those guys, that group, from Lane over to Mailata and everything in between. What makes that group roll so well?
It's insane. They have an unreal group. I mean, Becton, Juergens, and Dickerson, like in the middle. Everyone knows Lane and Jordan on the outside. Like, they're so big, and it's awesome to watch their tape, especially paired with Saquon too. Like, they're just running all over the place, and it's really cool to see. And it's cool to see all because I got to hang out with Lane and Landon at the Pro Bowl last year, so it's cool, like, to build relationships with guys and then go see them have awesome success. So it's really cool. I mean, they're balling, they're playing lights out right now.
Yeah, we'll see if they can finish it off. Again, Tristan Wirfs, All-Pro, left side, right side, any way you slice it. Really appreciate it, man. Awesome stuff. All right, on SportsGrid.